my soul, rising up from the mist, pulling me in. I don't wanna let go, settling in another great show. Talk of the town, right here's where it's at. Show him some love, super chat, chat, chat.
Jerks, good morning or good afternoon wherever you are. 12:21 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm back streaming. It's so funny. We had such a late night. We had fun last night. Some people said they fell asleep and had nightmares about Les Wexner. I'm sorry about that. It was a late night. We did another late night. It was like probably the longest stream I've ever done, 8 hours. I wasn't on screen the whole time, but I was in and out, and we had fun last night. Halftime, especially the halftime show here was fun. I want to thank Bonnie for that halftime show. Um, a lot of little controversies and fires I'm noticing on X and Twitter. Maybe we could comment on that today. I don't know. This was just an impromptu last minute show. I wasn't planning on even doing an early show today. I was about to go out and do some food shopping. I woke up late. I slept in. And I checked my emails and I was like, holy shit. Breaking news in the Norfolk County DA's race that I'm going to comment on today. And I'm going to do my job, which is covering the race, non-biased. I'm gonna tell you even what my biases might be in this race. I'm gonna be very transparent about it. As some of you might know, I've pledged in the past. I'm not gonna make an endorsement in this race. I've made endorsements in other elections in the past, and sometimes it's embarrassing because you think somebody's good, and then they get into office and they do some crazy shit. So it's just like I don't really know. Like that's what I've realized on these elections and campaigns. You really don't know until you see a lot more a lot of times. And I just think it's too early and I'm just not. And it's plus, I don't live in the district. I'm not going to be voting in this election. And I also feel like people have picked up sides and I don't want to fuel that either way. It might even backfire if I endorse somebody. So it's just weird. And I'm just going to do what I do, which is cover the news. I'm going to cover this race, cover the news on it. And I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And I'm also going to show the facts. And today, I guess for transparency's sake, I will say there's two good candidates, I think. Djuna Perkins and Adam Deitch, who are, I believe, the two front runners. But the scary thing, there's this new guy who is backed by Morrissey. And the field is starting to get wide. There's more than those three candidates. There's quite a few candidates actually now. And it could be one of these races where everyone splits the vote and Morrissey's guy gets in. Morrissey's guy actually looks pretty qualified. He looks like he's a good guy, but still he's Morrissey's guy, which I don't trust. Morrissey's pushing him. Morrissey's endorsing him. He seems like that guy seems like he's got a good track record. I noticed he didn't prosecute Karen Reed. I wonder if he was one of the people who turned it down. I don't know, but I'm definitely not supporting anybody that Michael Morrissey endorses, obviously. So for me, the top two candidates that I'm seeing, Djuna Perkins, Adam Deitch, Adam Deitch, excuse me, I say his name wrong. Adam Deitch. Adam Deitch is the new guy. And let me just say about Adam Deitch, he's got a lot of things going for him. Number one, Bill Reed and Karen Reed, and basically her entire defense team, it seems like, they support Adam Deitch. They are all in on Adam Deitch. They've made statements about it. They've made campaign donations. So that's the big thing that I think Adam Deitch has going for him. He's a former federal prosecutor. He was involved in Sandra Birchmore and obviously the Karen Reed trial a little bit. So they like him. They're endorsing him. He's a former federal prosecutor, so he's got good experience. But now he wants to clean up Norfolk County DA's race. He's the new guy. He's got the flashy video. He's got the flashy website. But he hasn't really done much community outreach, in my opinion. He hasn't been going out and pounding the pavement as much as the other candidate I'm going to talk about, Djuna Perkins. And he definitely hasn't gone on the shows. He hasn't gone on my show. He hasn't gone on anybody's shows, not even mainstream media. You don't even see him on the Howie Carr show. You don't see him on any of those places that you'd expect, even like Channel 4, 5, and 7. He's done like maybe a 2 minute little clip interview, but you haven't seen a sit down. You haven't seen a Sunday morning sit down on Channel 5. They would definitely have him on. A lot of these, TV stations will have Saturday and Sunday shows where they'll sit down with a candidate and do a half-hour interview. Hasn't done that. Haven't seen that from him at all. It's almost like he's avoiding the press. He's afraid to speak. I think he's afraid of some of the questions he's going to get, which to me, that's what I don't like about his campaign. Djuna Perkins, on the other hand, personally, I like her, obviously, because she's come on my show over and over and over again, and I've become friendly with her to a degree. Now, I never get too friendly with these candidates. I don't go out for coffee with them. I don't eat dinner with them. We're not like friends on the phone. There's none of that. I don't, even if they invited me to dinner, I wouldn't go. Like, I'm not that type of guy. I like to keep my distance from these campaigns because I don't want to be, how do we say this? I don't want to be captured by them, on a personal relationship type deal. So there is some, I like Djuna Perkins because she goes out and speaks to the public. She's been on LTL. She's been on my show over and over again. She's been on the Howie Carr show, Grace Curley. She's also even done one of the anti-Karen Reed shows, which to me, that shows that she's not afraid to speak to everyone in the community. That's what I like. And she will do any press that asks her, basically. That's what I really like about her. And not just my show. If you want her on the show, all you got to do is hit her up. She's coming on your show. That's the key. And that's why I like Djuna Perkins. But again, I'm not endorsing either one of these. I don't really care who wins as long as it's one of them. Because anybody but Morrissey is my viewpoint. As long as it's not the Morrissey candidate. And these are the top two candidates, I think, is Djuna Perkins and Adam Deitch. And then you got the other guy that Morrissey is endorsing. I think it's a three-way race. Unfortunately, I'm worried they're going to split the vote and the Morrissey guy could actually win, which is scary. So we're going to cover this today. What just happened, which I was shocked. I opened up my email and I'm reading ethics complaint and I'm thinking, oh, Djuna Perkins filed an ethics complaint against Michael Morrissey. This ought to be good. And then I open it up and she's actually filed a ethics complaint against the campaign of Adam Deitch. And we're going to go over that and what that means and what it is. I will say state ethics complaints generally don't amount to much, even if you, lose. Like if Adam Deitch, if the state ethics complaint board rules against him and decides that he did commit a state ethics violation in campaigning, I don't expect much to happen to him. Generally what you'll see is they'll fine him. They'll give him a small fine, a little slap on the wrist. The state ethics complaint is not strong. That board is not like, they don't have a lot of power and they don't really use it, in my opinion. I feel like they're very weak, but however, it does mean something. It's kind of like, this is the record and this is what happens. You have an independent state board who's basically going to decide whether this guy filed, whether this guy committed. They will decide whether this dude, Adam Deitch, his campaign, if they were actually guilty of an ethics violation with their campaign. So that's what's interesting. This is going to be interesting. This is hardball politics. It could actually blow up against Djuna Perkins to a degree. Some people might think it's desperate. Some people might think, I've already seen that in some of the comments today. However, I'm looking at it and saying, shit, she's got a point. And that's what I'm going to bring up today. Like I said, I'm going to be as transparent as possible. I'll take calls today, too. I got it pinned in the StreamYard, up in the YouTube chat. Anyone that wants to give a call today and tell their side. What do you think? Do you support Djuna Perkins? Are you supporting Adam Deitch? I keep saying it wrong. Adam Deitch? And what do you think about this ethics complaint? Do you think it's backed up? Do you think she should have filed this? Do you think he shouldn't have done what she's alleging? Let's get into it. This is the email. And again, this is going to be a short show today. I do still have to do some food shop, and I still have to do some errands. I woke up late. I didn't get any of my morning errands done. And then I saw this email, and I'm like, I'm going live right now. I want to address this immediately. Um, and I might do I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a show later tonight on Nancy Guthrie. All right, let's get into this. Maybe it's why he hasn't done interviews. I think the reason why Donnie, not Wahlberg, why he hasn't done interviews is because he doesn't want to talk about Karen Reed and what went on there. He's probably bound. I don't know if it's that suspicious, but I think that's why. But I think there's a way you can do interviews without addressing that shit. And I would welcome if he came on the show and just talked about his background, like his life leading up to this and why he wants to run. He doesn't have to address any of that stuff. I don't really get it. I don't get why he doesn't. Maybe I felt like maybe he wasn't ready for it at the point, but now we're 6 months out. He should be going on WCVB 5 and all these other places. He should be going on Howie Carr. And I haven't seen it. Um, yeah, she is very nice. And I know at least one child that's like going to an Ivy League school. So that should tell you a lot right there. Tim Brady likes her, even though they don't agree politically. Tim Brady's a little more conservative. Djuna's a little more liberal. And, both Adam and Djuna are both liberals. Like, don't no doubt about it. To me, people are like, you're supporting Djuna because she's a liberal. What do you think Adam Deitch is? He's a fucking liberal too. Like for me, I don't really give a shit about who's a liberal. I would even support a conservative in this race if I felt like they were the right person. It doesn't matter to me. I always judge campaigns on what they want to get done, what they're focusing, how they handle the campaigns, and especially on who the person is. Character means a lot to me. So I just explained what I think the differences are on the campaigns. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to be a real journalist here, what the duck. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. It's up to you. And I don't think my voice is going to sway anybody's opinion or vote anyways. People are going to vote based on maybe they met Djuna Perkins in person and they like her. I think that's what a lot of is going for Djuna Perkins right now is she goes out and meets people and she's getting a lot of endorsements from the local select people, from just the local people themselves. She's getting a lot of those endorsements because she goes out there and shakes the hands and people do like her. And that's what she kind of did on my show is people did like her. Some people felt like she wasn't strong enough, which I get. And then Adam obviously has, what's going for him is he's the former federal prosecutor and he's got Karen Reed and Bill Reed. They're all on board. They've been supporting him. And when Bill Reed came on my fundraiser and his audio cut out, people got upset. Some of the people because they were like, "Why are you asking about the DA's race?" It's because they wanted me to ask about that. The Reeds wanted me to ask about that. They actually said, "Why don't you ask us about the DA's race on your show? Make that one of your questions." Because they wanted to speak out. Unfortunately, his video, we had some issues, so he never got to speak on it that day. But he's spoken on it in other media that he's impressed by. Bill Reed said he was impressed by Adam Deitch. And he just did a video. He was standing in front of the press the other day. We're going to play the video. We got it. Thank God. We got a great video from one of our friends, a big supporter of Karen Reed, who was there, who recorded a little video of Bill Reed speaking to the press, and he's talking about the DA race again. So you can tell the Reeds are totally into this race, and they favor, it seems like, Adam Deitch. So they both have a lot going for them, and it's going to be up to the voters to decide, not me. If I had to decide, I don't know if I could decide. I don't know if I have enough information. If I had to vote, I would probably vote for Djuna, honestly, right now. But it's 6 months out. That could change. And I'm not voting. And I'm not making an endorsement. I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm just going to present the facts. And like I said, I just presented the pluses and minuses of both campaigns. And I think that's just keeping it real. There it is. Djuna's keeping the real liberal in her subdued. She's radical. Wait till you meet her husband. Is she? I don't think she's that radical. She's somebody that wants to put away child abusers. You know what I mean? She's someone that supported victims. That's her whole life is supporting victims. So I'm not buying she's that radical. You know, to me, she's a mainstream Democrat. That's what she looks like to me. Mainstream liberal. I don't see her marching with Occupy. You know, I don't. I know radical, radicals, and She doesn't look radical to me. But I haven't met her husband. I will say that. I don't know anything about her husband. I've heard a lot of people whispering about it, but I haven't seen anything real about her husband. But Adam too. Like it's funny because if you're saying that Djuna is keeping the real liberal in her subdued, I would say you could say the same thing about Adam. Like I think they're both equally the same on that. Like I just think they're both liberals, honestly. I think they're both very similar. And if anything, I would think he'd be a little more radical because he's younger. Honestly, he's a younger guy, so I would think he's actually a little more radical. But that's it. The people are going to decide. You vote for who you think will stop the corruption, right? Uh, Adam knows where the bar. That's a good point. See, this is one of the reasons a lot of people are supporting Adam, and I'm glad you brought this one up. I think this is a much more valid point than the previous one you made about her being a real liberal, because I think they're both real liberals. This one, this point, if you can't stand, this is it, because this is one of the main reasons why people are supporting Adam, because he knows the Karen Reed case inside and out, unlike Djuna Perkins. He knows where all the bodies are buried in that Norfolk County DA's office because that was his life the last couple of years, right? So that's a very good point. I agree with you on that. But this one, what Dennis said, is such a good point as well. And a lot of people who say this think that Adam's the choice because of that. What's fascinating about this right here, this complaint, is Djuna Perkins is striking back at that thought. She's saying, I'm the one. I'm the one who's going to fight the corruption. This guy is playing the same old corrupt games as Morrissey. And that's what's fascinating about this. This ethics complaint, if you really look at it, she's saying this guy's acting like Michael Morrissey. And this is another reason that I'm frustrated that the Adam Deitch campaign doesn't come on any of our shows. Adam Deitch has talked about how he's against all the corruption. He's going to have transparency. He's going to go against the fraud. Djuna Perkins came on my show, and she stated right up front that she would never take a campaign donation from anybody that was working in the Norfolk County DA's office. She would never use that office to collect campaign funds or endorsements. Michael Morrissey has collected campaign funds from his employees. Adam Lally has given donations to Michael Morrissey. Djuna Perkins says that will never happen. I will never accept a campaign donation for someone working for me. She's very clear about her ethics and her line on how she's going to, not use the office for campaigning. A lot of people who are out of state can't believe that this is a thing, that campaign donations are coming from Adam Lally to Michael Morrissey. Like, that is so unethical. It doesn't make sense. Why are people allowing that? Happens a lot in Massachusetts. You see this a lot, where people are basically buying jobs by giving campaign donations. Howie calls them coat holders. The coat holders always make the donations, and then they get a job later because they held the coat. They made the donation. Djuna Perkins has pledged never to do that, which I think is the right thing. I would like to see Adam Deitch say that. Where's his statement? Is he ever going to collect campaign donations from people that are working for him in the office if he wins? I want to know. Haven't heard that from him. And that's why this campaign complaint, wow, I'm just shocked she went here, but it's bold. It shows that she's not afraid to call out the opposition. And what is she calling them out for? Let's look at this. And again, this seems minor, but it does call into play his ethics. I think I think she's right on it. Let's read this. For immediate release, Djuna Perkins files ethics complaint against DA candidate for improper use of public email for campaign purposes. Dedham. Norfolk County District Attorney candidate Djuna Perkins has filed complaints with the Massachusetts Office of Campaign and Political Finance and the Massachusetts State Ethics Commission. See, I missed that in the first read. So she filed basically two complaints, really. She's filed one with, because they're two different departments. One is the Office of Campaign and Political Finance. So they're the ones that oversee campaigns, and they do fine people. If you break campaign finance law in the state, they will fine you. And the Massachusetts State Ethics Commission, after another candidate improperly used public email for campaign purposes. Wow. What did he do? What do you mean? How can he use a public email for campaign purposes? Because he's not in office yet. He didn't send an email from his official state email. So what is she talking about? Let's read more. Perkins took this action after hearing from over a dozen public employees. So public employees, people who work for the state, probably people who work in Michael Morrissey's office, probably people who are select board members and local office holders, people who probably work for cities and towns, I'm guessing. So Perkins took this action after hearing from over a dozen public employees. See, that's the thing. June is out there talking to people, and they're telling her this here we go. From 9 cities and towns in Norfolk County that DA candidate Adam Deitch had twice sent political emails to their government email accounts. Wow. So basically, people who work in cities and towns in Norfolk County were receiving emails in their inbox, their official government emails, their email addresses. They were receiving campaign solicitation emails from Adam Deitch. Twice. They got 2 political campaigns from him to their official government email accounts, which is a no-no. The scale of this outreach makes it clear that this was not accidental, but a campaign strategy to solicit public employees at their tax-funded workplaces. At the taxpayer-funded workplaces. So he's basically soliciting campaign endorsements while people are working at their jobs on their official email accounts. The scale of this outreach makes it clear that it was not accidental. Think about that. This wasn't just a one-off. Someone accidentally got on an email list. She's saying she's heard from over a dozen. She's an attorney. I believe that she heard from a dozen employees. That's crazy, actually. So this was coordinated. Ethics rules prevent public employees from engaging in political activity, especially fundraising, using public resources. Any employee who replied to Deitch's emails would be in violation of these rules. So he basically setting up the employees too. If they responded at all, if they sent a donation after they got that email, they could get in trouble themselves. That's shady. Djuna Perkins said it is disappointing that in a campaign senate on reforming broken Norfolk County DA's office, Adam Deitch has chosen to violate a well-known regulation, the prohibited use of government email addresses for political purposes. As a lawyer and former public employee himself, he should know better. I agree on that. He really should know better. You're running a campaign. You should know the rules. You're a former Fed dude. I think you know the rules about campaigning. I think after what happened to your friend Rachel Rollins, who did similar bullshit and lost her job. This is why Rachel Rollins, who he worked for, lost her job. Rachel Rollins was told not to go meet with Joe Biden at a campaign fundraiser. That's one of the reasons she lost her job. Her boss, Adam Deitch's boss, Rachel Rollins. The reason I won't want to endorse people anymore, because I endorsed Rachel Rollins at one point, and I got embarrassed by her. That's one of the reasons I won't endorse people anymore. I learned from my mistakes. Now, Adam Deitch, who worked for Rachel Rollins and saw Rachel Rollins go down for campaign violations, is now doing campaign violations. You can't make this shit up. It's like you should have learned from the mistake of your boss. All right, let's continue. I can't believe this, actually. She continued, now more than ever. I think I read that. Yeah, residents need to know that the law will be enforced equally across the board because no one is above the law, including other candidates for DA. Excerpts from the emails make it clear that public employees received them unsolicited. So they didn't sign up, they just got them. This guy got a list and started sending out emails to them. The second email included blatant references to campaign fundraising. I promise not to inundate your inbox with junk, but I do very much value what each of you does every day and the relationship I hope to build with you over the course of 2026 and beyond. And to be sure, while dollars don't vote, you all know better than most campaign need resources and infrastructure to win, especially in a county-wide race. So that's the complaint. That's it. We know why. Now, is this the biggest deal in the world? Is this guy going to go to jail? No, he's not. I mean, this is going to be a slap in the wrist. If he's found guilty of these campaign and ethics violations, he's going to get a very small fine. This is not a big deal, but it does show that Adam Deitch's campaign it isn't actually that concerned about playing by the rules. It seems like they just broke a big rule. So I thought it was interesting. I thought I would bring it up. I want to report on it. Be fair. I did ask Adam Deitch's campaign for a comment, see if they had any response. I haven't heard anything yet. I'm going to check my emails again to see if I've heard anything back from them. And I will read their response on the show if I ever do get a response back from them on this. See, like, I love this, poor duckery. I love calling out the bullshit. And I love being truthful on this, on both sides. I've been very truthful on the plus and minuses of both campaigns. But this poor duckery, pure duckery, is pure duckery. Your comment is pure duckery. You said she hasn't shown any effort of campaigning. She's campaigned much more. She works a full-time job, has a full-time practice. If you look at her Facebook, she's out there every fucking day and night. She's at an event every day. Every day she's at a different event. She's done much more campaigning than Adam Deitch. Adam Deitch's whole campaign seems like Karen Reed supports me. I'm a former Fed. Here's a slick video. Here's my slick campaign. Let me send out some emails and try to get some public employees on my side. Some shady, unethical emails out. Meanwhile, she's pounding the pavement. She's getting all the endorsements from the local people. She's not doing it by sending shady emails out. She's going to their meetings and meeting people, shaking their hands, and she's winning endorsements. She's got the most endorsements. She's actually done the most campaigning by far out of any candidate. So your comment is actually poor duckery, which is pure duckery, which is funny. The Norfolk County DAs are petrified of Deitch. Why aren't they afraid of Perkins? What do you base that on? That's another one. Like, you guys are, that's speculation. Which Norfolk County ADAs have said they're petrified of Adam Deitch, but they're not afraid of Perkins? I haven't heard one of them say anything about it. Like, that's speculation right there. That's totally speculation. Yeah, that's it. Deborah sees it. Deborah Jean, people in the district see it. She is constantly campaigning. That's what I was worried about her, actually, in the beginning, because she's like, I'm going to keep going with my full-time practice. I'm like, how are you going to campaign? How are you going to constantly campaign? And then I watch her every weekend and every night. I'm like, she's like giving up her life here. She's working full-time, and she's campaigning constantly. And that's what I question about Adam Deitch, actually. The dude's not working, and he's not campaigning. What the hell is he doing? Like, he has all the time in the world to go on shows. She's been on my show like 5-6 times. He can't find the time to come on my show once. Or Howie Carr? You can't find the time to go on Howie Carr. Like, really? And is that about politics? Like that's the funny thing. Some of these people, some of you folks are calling Djuna Perkins a liberal. She goes on Howie Carr. I think Adam Deitch is afraid to go on Howie Carr because he's too conservative for him. So I'm going to be 100% honest on this. And again, one of the reasons I don't want to endorse, and I'm staying away from endorsing Djuna Perkins, is because Bill and Karen Reed support Adam Deitch. You know what I mean? So I'm being honest on both sides here. I see two actually good candidates. I'll be happy if either one of them win. I really don't give a shit. It's not my place to put a finger on the scale and try to. I'm not a kingmaker. And I know I don't even have that power anyways. I don't even think if I endorsed anyone, it would make a difference. All I'm here to do is to throw down the facts and discount and expose any of the bullshit that I see coming out from people who aren't thinking enough, who don't know the facts. Like the fact that when someone says she's not campaigning enough, she's campaigning more than anybody else. So that's what I'm here for. Adam is professional. I would generally think I would generally agree with that, but I think that move on emailing the public employees, knowing that Djuna's going around getting all their endorsement, I don't think that was a very professional move. It was kind of amateur, especially knowing that he worked for Rachel Rollins, who lost her job as U.S. attorney because she did some campaign violations by basically campaigning, showing up at a campaign event for Joe Biden when she was told not to. Like he saw his boss go down for this type of fucking ridiculous, stupid shit that really doesn't make a difference, and he's doing the same type of shit. So I'm kind of doubting that he's that professional at this point. Like, so Barry says, right, you're admitting that Deitch has no reason to come on your show. No, actually, I'm saying the opposite, Barry. I'm saying my endorsement doesn't mean much. Like, it's like, what's it going to get? Maybe it moves. Maybe if I endorse someone, it might move like a dozen people, right? But coming on our show reaches thousands of people. That actually, when the campaign speaks for themselves, they win votes, and they also show that they're not afraid of the public. They're not afraid to answer questions. So I think coming on the show or going on Howie's show, especially going on the Howie Carr show, means a lot more than an endorsement from me. Do you know what I'm saying? Going on WCVB and giving an hour interview on Sunday morning on the Sunday morning public affairs show, that wins way more votes than an endorsement from me. That's what I'm saying, Barry. So don't get the two twisted. Like stick with what I said and stick with the logic. Logic is important here. Your two statements don't match up. My crime time says Adam shouldn't be on any YouTube channel. I disagree on that. But what about WCVB Boston? What about the Howie Carr radio show on 40 plus radio stations? Hasn't done any of those. Like it's funny. My crime time wants to make it about YouTubers. That's the lamest bullshit of all. Like I am disappointed in you. That comment, honestly. Barry says thousands of people. There are 80 live viewers right here. How many people do you think listen on when I'm on Grace Curley and the Howie Carr show on 40 plus radio stations all over New England? How many people do you think listen to Howie Carr daily? Do you think, Barry, he should go on the Howie Carr show? Should Adam Deitch go on Grace Curley, Howie Carr? They invited him. Djuna got invited. She came on. Someone said, you're accepting an allegation as true just because she said it. Yes, I am, because she's an attorney. And it's spelled out very, very precisely what she's alleging you did. Over a dozen employees. Over a dozen. She said over a dozen. Yeah, I do. I do take it at face value. But I also asked him for a statement, so I'll be reading his statement. Who can host a debate? How about Sue O'Connell? How about NBC Boston? How about Ed Harding, Channel 5? Maria, or whatever her name, Maria Stefano. I mean, how about Howie Carr? I mean, that's what I want to see. Everyone gets caught up about, oh, he shouldn't come on your YouTube show. He shouldn't go on your show. I don't, it's not about my show. I want to see them go on Howie Carr show. I want to see them go on Channel 5. June is doing all that. He's not. You should question why not. See, this is the retarded stuff, Lisa. This is the like you can't even have a normal conversation without just like making up shit. That's not factual. Like what where's your source on that? You just made that up. You just that's what you think. Which is like we don't do that kind of innuendo and not backed up by facts here. Just it's not going. This is a good point. Where was Perkins during Karen Reed 1 and 2? I believe she was on my show for some of that. So she did make statements. She did call out Morrissey. She was pretty strong during the trials. What she didn't do, which I don't like, is she should have showed up. Betterow said this. Betterow said it best. She should have been showing up every single day outside of court. Now she's working a full-time job. That's one of the reasons why she said she couldn't do that. But she should have taken off at least one day, in my opinion, and showed up and gotten all the free media. And every time Sandra Birchmore has a hearing, she should show up. So both of them, I think both of them are missing that opportunity, especially, we just had Karen in court again. All those media cameras there, she should have shown up. Adam should have shown up. Neither one of them were there when Karen was in court the other day. If I were running those campaigns, I would have showed up. And the same thing, every time Sandra Birchmore has a hearing in Boston, they should be showing up for those media cameras. That is a failure. I agree with you on that one. So that's the thing. I am fair. I play it fair, people. I don't give a shit who wins. I'm going to tell you the truth. If you can't handle the truth, that's your issue. But what I'm not going to do is like pretend that your non-factual statements are factual. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's read a couple more comments. Yes, that's it. I'm willing to engage in debate and tell you why I think you're wrong and when you're right. And some of the comments about Djuna are correct and some are not. And that's all I'm doing here. If anyone wants to stream in, anyone wants to make a comment here, I'm down for it. Either side. This is another one, my crime time, that doesn't make sense. Let me explain to you how these campaign finance boards and the ethics, these complaints are not going to remove Adam from the campaign. Like they're minor. Like this is like if he's found guilty of this shit, they're going to be like, oh, we'll give you a $500 fine. Like it's very minor, and it's not going to. They never move quickly. By the time they actually decide this, the election will be over. So, like, this is not going to push Adam out of the race. This is just saying, hey, I'm calling attention to this. That's really what this is. This is campaigning. She's basically saying, you know what? This guy did something wrong. I'm filing a complaint, and we're going to use it for the campaign. And we're going to point out the difference between Adam and us. We're following the rule of the law. This is supposed to be about accountability. This guy's not following the rules. We are. All right, I'm going to read some more comments. I see people are a little fired up. Darcy says, I am not in Massachusetts, but I would vote Djuna Perkins. Oh, Dennis says, did you reach out and invite him on? Several times. In fact, at one point, I wrote such a long email to him that they even got back to me and were like, man, that was a great email. Like we're interested in doing it. We're interested in doing it, but we're not doing interviews right now. So I got more of a response than Howie Carr did. Let's be serious. Howie Carr invited him too. And then nothing. And then crickets. And then I kept following up. And then it's clear as day to me, like, it's not about my show. They're just not doing it. They're not going on any shows. Like people want to focus on me and like, why would anyone want to go on your little YouTube show? They're not doing any friggin' shows. They're not going on Channel 5. They're not good. They're not doing Howie Counter 40 plus stations, one of the top radio sh- drive time shows in the state. They're not doing interviews at all with anybody. Show me an interview they did where they sat down with someone for even 15 minutes. Somebody pointed out like one interview that was like a 2 minute interview that he did on like a local news station where he gave his standard pitch. That's not an interview. That's not answering real questions. They haven't done any. They haven't done any. That's a problem. Why would she do this? I think she's doing it to show that she's concerned about ethics and doing things right, and she's noticed that this guy's doing something shady. That's why. I mean, this is tough campaigning. Yeah, and he definitely should have known better. I agree on that, Deborah Jean. This is another wild statement. He's killing it in the polls. What polls? Have you seen a poll? What poll? Is it a Suffolk poll? Is it like who ran the poll? Like that statement, Jen. This is the problem with some of you. You make statements that aren't backed up by any facts or sources. Like I'm all over this. I'm a political campaign junkie on this shit, right? I haven't seen any polls. There are no polls that, as far as I know, on this race. Now, I'm sure there will be soon. I'm sure they'll eventually do. The only poll I've ever seen is that Michael Morrissey had a 6% voter approval rate. That was the only poll I've seen on this race. I haven't seen any polls at all on Adam, Deitch, or Djuna Perkins or any of the other candidates. If you've seen a poll, let me know who did the poll so I can take a look at it because I would love to see a poll. Otherwise, you're just making shit up. And if you really look at the only really campaign polling that we have, I'd say there's two things to look at. Endorsements, Djuna Perkins is crushing them, and campaign money raised. And if you look at the campaign money raised, they're pretty damn close on the total amounts. But Djuna Perkins is crushing him on donations from the district. She's got more small donors who are voters in the district. So in that type of polling, I think she's actually winning. Free Karen Reed people, Turtle Boy supporters, definitely support Adam over her. There's no doubt about it. If you're talking about Twitter polls, he wins. He wins the Twitter polls, but that's not real. I'm talking about real polls of voters. I haven't seen that. I think it's neck and neck. If I had to bet, and I like I said, I don't know because I haven't seen any polls, but I bet they're pretty damn even. And I have a feeling it's almost a three-way race between that other guy in third place, the one that Morrissey backs. That's my biggest fear is that the vote gets split. This is a good one. You said I was speculating. I'm not. I talked to Norfolk City defense attorneys. Well, never of Norfolk County. You talked to County defense attorneys. Okay. And insiders in the court system. Defense attorneys aren't Norfolk County District Attorney's office, though. Like that's not matching up. And insiders, okay. They're afraid and know if Connor gets in, nothing will happen. They're afraid most of Deitch. Maybe. I mean, that's possible. Possible. I'd be if I were them, I'd just be afraid. I'd be just as afraid of Djuna Perkins because she's already said she's not taking campaign donations from the workers there. So that game's gone. And from what I'm seeing, she's a hot ass. Actually, she just filed an ethics complaint and a campaign finance complaint against Adam Deitch. If I was in that Norfolk County and I was shady, at this point, I'd probably be more afraid of her than him because she takes action. She's public. He's kind of hiding away. What else is going on here? I'm reading all the comments. Yes, some other Norfolk County officials have far more egregious OCPF violations than Daesh. Absolutely. I mean, this is actually, if you look at it, because I've seen campaign violations, a lot of them, and this is a kind of a minor one. It's kind of even a lesser thought. Like like it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time, it kind of is. You know what I'm saying? Like in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. But when you cut corners and you're willing to do things that you're not supposed to do, you kind of have to wonder, right? So in the grand, it like I said, nothing's gonna happen to him. He's not going to jail over this. He's not even he's gonna get like a $50 or $500 fine or something if he's found guilty of the violations. But this is interesting. This campaign just heated up. It's for the first time you're seeing that it's not just about these campaigns against Michael Morrissey. They're against each other now. I'm wondering what Deitch is going to do. Is he going to shut up? Is he going to say anything? Is he going to respond? I sent them an email this morning. We'll see if he responds. If he responds, I will post it. See, this is an interesting comment. You know, I would agree with that, Meatball, if it was just like one or two people. But she's saying there's a dozen. And she's saying none of them solicited. None of them asked for it. It was all unsolicited. So I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. Uh, Someone said, good for her. Fair is fair. Teresa says. Yes, I also interviewed Attorney Barrica. He's great. I like him, but I don't think he's a front runner. I like him a lot, actually. Jim Barricat. He's great. He's like he's a good dude. He's a public defender. I love Barricat. Maybe I'd vote for him actually. So I'm not in the district, so I'm not going to vote. You know, I'm glad I don't have to make that decision. That would be a tough one, honestly. Yeah, no, I'm over that too, Amanda. They call me a radical. I'm not radical at all. I'm pretty moderate, actually. I'm pretty centered. I mean, what kind of radical left wing liberal has Republicans on his show all the time? And not just like recently for decades. They call me a radical. It's just weird. People, if you're not far extreme right wing, people consider you radical. That's basically what's happened in America. Yeah, Jen, see, we agree on something. I think it is a three-way race now. And that's the scary thing on this. I really wish either Djuna or Adam would just consolidate everyone so we know who's going to win before the election. I feel like it's going to be a three-way race now, which sucks, which means that guy could actually win. And that's what none of us should want. And you do agree that she has the local endorsements, which yes, she does. I think it's because she's been working. Like you can tell she's working for this. Good. I'm glad you're not the enemy because I don't have any enemies. I don't have any enemies. You know, people think other YouTubers are up on shows calling me the enemy and shit. I'm like, I'm not your enemy. I'm laughing my ass off at you more than anything else. I don't have any enemies in my life. The only enemy is within. Ah, if you can't stand the heat, says if you, it doesn't take guts to file OCP complaint. I've done one. Um, yeah, but you're not running for office. You know, I don't even think it's about guts. It just shows she's willing to go there. She's not a pushover. You know what I'm saying? And what does she file? It's about ethics and campaign violations. Like she's showing that she's willing to hold people to the task. She could have let this go. So I don't think it's about guts so much, but I think it's about she's willing to go there. Can someone tell me? Watch from the beginning. I hate when this happens, people. I just went over the whole goddamn thing, and people come in late and they're like, "Can you tell me what it's all about again?" Start from the beginning. Like I just put up the email. I mean, I'll give you a quick synopsis, but you should watch it from the beginning. You know. And I'm glad you're here anyway. Special K, I'm glad you're here. Please come back. Please stay here. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Basically, Adam's campaign sent emails to people's official government email addresses, basically campaigning while people are at their jobs, which is a no-no, which is an ethics violation, which is against campaign finance law. He allegedly, the allegation is that he broke some laws in Massachusetts. And like I said, it's minor. It's not like he's going to go to jail. It's not like he's going to have criminal charges. He's going to have an ethics complaint filed against him. The ethics boards and the campaign finance boards will review it. And if anything, if they find he's at fault, they'll give him a small fine. But like I said, I've seen major campaign fraud, and it's been reported. And the state basically does nothing. Like these organizations within the state, they're pretty friggin' weak. There's been one instance when a group did some major campaign finance, dark money fraud. They did levy a big fine. So it has happened before. That's not this. That's a totally different thing. These are minor violations. I'm being fair. I'm being legit. What he allegedly did is he sent emails to a bunch of public employees at their official email addresses, which is technically using people's workplaces and their jobs for campaigning, which is against the rules. So he broke campaign finance rules allegedly. And she wrote a letter and posted about it with an email on her campaign about what she filed. This is a funny one. Like my crime time. I like most of it, but then you go too far. You say attorneys file complaints daily. Yes, yeah, they do when they're working. Yeah, they do. Adam has FBI inside information on everyone in that office. Agreed. And then you say, and Perkins. No, what? He doesn't have any inside FBI. Perkins isn't involved in any of this shit. Like Perkins doesn't have anything to do. He doesn't have inside info on Perkins. Like that. That's where you went too far. And you say he is a very clever man. I'm doubting how clever he is, actually. That's my point. I don't think what he did was clever. I think it was kind of clunky. Like kind of you gave her something to bash you over. Like I don't think that's what I'm noting. And not only is it clunky, it's kind of unethical. It's kind of shady. Kind of makes me wonder, is this guy going to get in office and take donations from his employees like Morrissey did? Is he going to be another Michael Morrissey? That's what I'm starting to question. And especially knowing he worked for Rachel Rollins, and he seemed like he was very tight with Rachel Rollins, and Rachel Rollins did a lot of shady shit, it seems like. And Rachel Rollins lost her job, basically, because of this type of bullshit. It's like, you didn't learn your lesson from Rachel Rollins? It's weird. Is there proof? Well, the proof is in the emails, right? And I don't think she's filing if she doesn't have the proof. We'll see. Let's see. I want to see the response. 3 Democrats running. There's more than three. I think there's like, let me think how many there are now. I think there's 6 Democrats running at this point. It might even be 7. But I'd say there's a top 3. There's the Morrissey candidate, who I think is third place. And then there's Adam Deitch and Djuna Perkins, and I think they're tied at the top, honestly. If I had to bet, and I haven't seen any polling. But I think those are the 3 top campaigns. Yeah, and I don't underestimate Perkins. That's the thing. A lot of people in the Free Karen Reed community really underestimate Perkins. And I don't underestimate her for several reasons. Number one is she campaigning daily. She's going to events. She's winning a lot of local endorsements, a ton of them, top to bottom, not just the top people, like the lesser people. She's winning their endorsements. And the third thing that you can't, like the big thing for me, what I look at always in campaigns is how many donations are you getting, campaign donations are you getting from people in your district? Adam's putting up some big campaign fundraising numbers, but they're coming from people outside the district, like Karen Reed and Bill Reed and the U.S. attorneys he used to work for. Djuna has all the small donations from people who are voters in the district. She has more donations. That, to me, shows she's still probably a front runner. If not number 1, number 2. But if I had to bet, I think Perkins is probably going to win the primary. I do. I think it's going to be close. But I also think Adam Deitch could win this too. He's got a slick campaign. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm not endorsing anybody. I think it's kind of silly to endorse too when I'm not in the district, you know? And see, this is another one. People say Perkins is too soft. Well, I think this shows she's not that soft. She just went on the offensive. She's a front runner, and she went on the offensive against the other possible front runner. Like, that to me shows she's not soft at all. She's willing to strike. She just struck that boy. You know what I mean? She just took a major swipe at him. So I don't think she's soft, actually. I think that's showing she's got the eye of the tiger. She's ready to go. And if I were him, I'd be afraid to debate her. That's the funny thing. I think she might clean his clock if she debates him. Is he afraid to debate her? I don't think she's afraid to debate him. Will they have a debate? Will it be televised? If they do a debate, is it going to be at the back of the Elks room with no cameras? Because he's afraid? Yeah, I think they need a debate. I'll offer my platform. They want to come on the Young Jerks? We'll have the debate. I'll host it. I'll be the moderator. They want to go on Howie Carr? I'm sure he'd do it. I'm sure WCVB Boston would do it. I'm sure Sue O'Connell on NBC Boston 10 would do it. That's where I'd love to see it. I'd love to see them go on NBC Boston 10 with Sue O'Connell. Or whoever they choose over there. Or WCVB. One of the big, or how about Ted Daniel, Boston 25. Have Ted Daniel host it. That would be friggin' amazing. See, this is what I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think if she finds that there's any evidence or anything that she thinks she can prosecute them on, she would do it. But she's not going to just do it to make everyone feel good and lose. That's her big thing. She does. When she came on my show, she's like, I'm not going to try to prosecute someone if the case isn't winnable. I'm not going to do that to the O'Keefe family, which is a good answer. Amanda, I think I've answered that like 6 times now. I don't know if you didn't hear the first 6 times, but and like probably 100 times before that on social media. Nobody needs to come on my show. What I'm saying is the guy hasn't done any shows. Do you know who Howie Carr is on 40 plus radio stations all over New England? One of the biggest talk shows in New England, drive time radio, a legend. Do you know what WCVB Channel 5 is? Or NBC Boston 10? Or Boston 25? The dude hasn't done any of them. Doesn't have to go on my show. Go on any show. Talk to anyone for a half hour, unscripted, live. Do it. He hasn't done it. She does it every day. She's even going on anti-cat. Djuna is so like out there that she'll do anything. She's even going on anti-Karen Reed shows. Like, Djuna's not afraid to talk to people. That's my point. So nobody has to come on my show. I've never ever said that. And for me, it makes no difference. Like when I have these politicians on, like Djuna Perkins, they don't move the needle for me. Me being by myself talking about this moves the needle more than when they come on my show. Let's be serious. So I don't need them to come on my show. It's not even like anything that makes a difference on my show. What I'm saying, as somebody who watches campaigns, the dude seems afraid to go on any show. Any show. Yeah, I'm not making any endorsements. I'm not. I don't want to make an endorsement. I'm just, like I said, I endorsed Rachel Rollins for DA. How did that turn out? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not endorsing people. All I'm gonna do is cover the race. I'm gonna show you both sides, both sides. And if he makes a statement, I'll put his statement out. You think I'm having a little tantrum? It's no, you know what? My crime, it sounds like you're having a tantrum because you favor Adam and you're mad that I'm reporting facts that don't favor him. Like like that's really what's going on. So let's be clear. The mirror is reflected back at you. Like I said, I don't give a shit who wins. As long as it's not that other dude. As long as it's not the Michael Morrissey dude. I don't care. I'm not in the district. That's one of the reasons why I'm not going to endorse anyone or pick a side. Because it's not affecting my life. If it was where I live, if it was in my district, then it might be a little different. Again, this is the cheap shots too. My crime time. Again, I want you know what my crime time. If you respond again, I want you to address this fact. You said because you said maybe he is classy and stays away from YouTube. Is he classy to stay away from Howie Car Radio? Is he classy to stay away from WCVB, Boston 25 News, NBC Boston 10? Like again, you guys are trying to make it about my show. I don't give a shit if they come on my show. It doesn't move my ratings. Look at how many times I've had politicians on the show, and then look at when I have JFK on the show. Like JFK brings bigger numbers on this show than any candidate that comes on my show. Like it doesn't mean anything to me. So I want you to answer the question. Do you think he's classy by avoiding any interview anywhere? That's it. That's the point I'm making on the campaigning. Yeah, and that's it. I haven't picked a side. I don't give a shit. Like I'm just letting you I'm trying to let the people who actually are undecided and want to know the facts what the facts are in an unbiased, clear-cut way. And some of you have picked a side. You picked a side, which is fine. And you're mad at me because you feel like this doesn't favor your candidate. I get it. But don't come at me with a bunch of bullshit that's not true. It's just not because it's not going here. See again, this is where I'm almost ready to time you out today because you keep coming back with the drama that isn't real. Why is it drama to go on Boston 25 television? Why is it drama to go on NBC 10 Boston? Why is it drama to go on the Howie Carr show? 40 radio stations syndicated. Why won't you answer that question, my crime time? They're coming at me because they want me to support Adam, and I'm pointing out the facts that they don't like about Adam. That's why they're coming at me. That's it. They can't handle it. See, this is a fine take. You are welcome to that opinion. I no beef with that one. All right, this is where we start timing people out because again, coming back with the YouTubers. What about Howie Car Radio? What about WCB TV? What about NBC Boston 10? What about Ted Daniel, Boston 25 News? Like, why won't you answer that? Why do you keep coming back about YouTubers? Oh, here we go. This guy. Here comes the guy about the numbers again. Does Mazza have more people than when I'm on Howie Car Radio and Grace Curley? Does he? Does he, Glare? I don't think so. I don't think so. 40 plus radio stations, bro. Glare, let's see how your numbers are in a year. Let's see how I'm doing. 'Cause my numbers have been going up. I'm up over 100% this month. How about you? Are you up 100%? Have you gotten to 50,000 subs yet, Clara? You've been trying to get to that 50,000 subs since like Karen Reed Trial 1. You've been so close for so long, bro. And then LTL and I passed you. It's fucking hilarious. You're talking about numbers. We already defeated you over the last 2 years. All right, this is it. I love we're gonna put somebody in timeout. I love it. Yeah, well, instead of coming up and talking about my show or other people's show, just pick up the dog poop, man. Just pick up the dog shit. Come on. I'm glad you're here. I love when Will's here because then I get more super chats. I get more people in here. Thank you, Will. But just pick up the dog shit. I'll send you a $50 super chat if you just pick up the dog poo. Yeah, there are a bunch of whiners today. They're all upset. If I was saying how great Adam was, they'd love me right now. This is the reasonable take. This is what I suggest everyone does. I like BB Egan. He says, "Thank you. As a resident, I would like more information on both candidates." That's what I'd be doing if I was in the district. I'd just be waiting to see to decide who to vote for. I'd want more, as much information. I'd be still undecided, and that's the beautiful thing. I don't have to make a decision. I'm not voting here, and I'm not endorsing. So all I'm going to do is cover the facts. So all I'm going to do is cover the facts, which I love doing that. This is fun. I don't have to have any worry that I'm backing the right person. I'm not backing anybody. I'm just telling you what is factual and what's real here. That's it. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's hard to know, right? Even when you're informed, it's still you could still not know enough. Like it's really hard to know. There we go. Yeah, people should back no horse. You should vote though, if you're in Norfolk County. That's the thing. That's what I like. I'm not backing anybody. I'm not involved. You know what I'm saying? I even told Djuna Perkins that. It's like, I'm gonna have to kind of back off on this because now that Adam's in the race, I have no horse in this. I just hope that it's not that other dude, that Connor dude, or whoever. What's his name? I don't even know his name. The guy that Morrissey's backing. That's all I'm worried about. But again, if anyone wants to call in, I got the StreamYard link up right now. You know what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play Bill Reed. Like I said, Bill Reed just spoke on this the other day outside the court. And you know who Bill Reed seems to be supporting is Adam Deitch. See what Bill Reed had to say about the importance of this election. Make sure I got my volume up.
Flyer now. Next week, somebody else is going to be that outlier. So please get out and vote. Rally around these candidates. Hear their messages. They're independent. You want an independent outside individual to come in here with prosecutorial experience to clean this mess up. This is an act of vengeance toward our daughter. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Flyer now. Next week, somebody else is going to be that outlier. So please get out and vote.
And see, for me, the biggest thing that Adam has going for him, besides that he was a Fed and he knows all about the Kara Reed stuff, is that Bill Reed and Kara Reed support him. They've made donations for him. That to me means a lot. That's another reason why I can't endorse Djuna Perkins. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I'm happy with either one. I really don't care, but I'm going to cover the race, which, you know, I'm going to be fair about it. And because I just want to inform voters, especially the ones who haven't made up their minds yet, so that you know all the details and you can weigh it out and figure it out yourself. You're going to make the best decision for you. And I see pluses and minuses on both these campaigns. Adam has the Reeds on his side. Djuna Perkins is building the community support, which I like. She is highly ethical. Ethics mean a lot to her. It's kind of like her thing. And she's also a fighter now. We're seeing that she's not willing. She's not afraid to throw a political jab at an opponent who she doesn't think is following the right ethics and the right, following the rules on the campaign finance. So I like that too. And I think this is going to be a close race between three people. And just, if you're in Norfolk County, all I care about is that you vote and you vote for one of the two. That's my suggestion. Like if you're voting for Adam Deitch, good. If you're voting for Djuna Perkins, good. If you're not voting in Norfolk County, not good. That's it. That's really where I stand. You just got to get out there and vote. I don't really care who you vote for, as long as it's one of the two top campaigns. And I also like that we can have discussions here with the real people that want to be informed, that want to know what's going on. And that's it. And it is an important campaign. All right. I think that's about it. I didn't get any calls. I was hoping I might get a couple calls last minute show, but we got a good amount of people here. I will give you a couple more minutes if you do want to call in before I head out to do my food shopping. That's the key. That's what I've learned a lot over the last several election cycles. I'm not going to back anyone unconditionally. And plus, I'm not in the district. I'm not going to vote. So why should I back either one? Except just say vote for one of them. Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point, Josie Lou. If you are in Mass, you can contribute money to the. If you are not in Mass, excuse me, if you are not in Massachusetts, you can still contribute money to either of these campaigns. So if you want to have a say, vote. If you like Adam Deitch and you're in Wisconsin, you can send him a check. You can send him a donation online to his website. If you like Djuna Perkins, you can send her a donation. It helps. And if you're really smart, what I would suggest, send them both donations because that's it. We want them to be number one and two. Like we don't even want to question that other guy needs to be in third place. They cannot be anybody that comes close to the top two. That's what I want to see. I want to see them both one and two. I don't care who wins, honestly, as long as they're the top two. You are in Wisconsin? That's funny. We have a call. I'm going to take this call. Someone I want to speak to, actually. She's great. One of my favorite people. She runs a lot of spaces, and it triggers a lot of these jokers, a lot of these lolcows. One of the lolcows was in our chat today. Babs, what is up today?
Hey, Mike, not a lot. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm
Good.
realizing since I have the glare on, I need a medium shirt. I got the large t-shirt on. I need something a little tighter to show off my pipes and I need to get the Tennessee hat. Like he's here now. I need to make sure I'm dressing up like I'm from Tennessee and I don't pick up my poo in the park.
Yeah, that's funny. It threw me. He's in the chat right now. Hey, Will. It's good
Hey,
talking to you
Will,
on Spaces a while back.
you think he should
Not
pick up the
really.
poop? Poop? Do you think he should pick
He
up the poop in the park?
he should definitely pick up the poop in the park. I mean, that's just the least you do as a dog owner, right?
Yeah.
They're not even expensive. They're little bags, and they make these cute little containers. You can snap them right onto your belt buckle or whatever, and it's just super easy and inexpensive. I think you can get the bags at Dollar Tree,
Yeah. I could
so it
send him
shouldn't be a
some. I gotta
yeah,
I order them in bulk. I have bulk
yeah,
orders, Will. I could help you out with that if you know.
yeah. It's easy. It's easy to do it. Yeah, I've never watched any of his programs. Back when the whole Karen Reed thing, everything was going on, I would try to. I just couldn't. I couldn't ever get into him. Like I don't know. I just read him for skeevy back then. But man, that whole super chat song was just like Jesus. How is anybody sticking around for? I think we got a super chat. And ugh, yeah. But yeah, he
Yeah.
could do better by his dog.
It's a tough watch with him.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I guess some people's cup of tea, which is fine. It's
So
fine.
yes.
I learned something interesting. I don't know if you want me to mention it or not. It's apparently a story that the turtle's dropping tomorrow.
But what?
He, he got into, or somebody gave him a screen recording of an old group chat from me and some other ladies from several months ago. It ended a long time. Kind of began right after he recorded Karen, and this group of women were all making comments about how disgusting he was, and then next thing you know, it became a group chat. But I guess one of the girls recorded it and sent it along, and anyways, I think they're really pumped about some big story from a months old group chat that he's going to write tomorrow. Can you imagine?
This is the important news that he's covering. That
Right.
he's upset that the women on the spaces are destroying him, and so now he's going to go after you all.
Yeah, an
That's
attempt to
real
cause
journalism right
division,
there. That's
isn't
real
it?
journalism.
Real journalism. Yeah, you
Real
take some
journalism.
shit talking ladies, right?
I mean, is
That's where we
this going to
are.
bother you? Is this going to bother you, or are you going to have a laugh? What do you think?
It's gonna be really funny. The only thing that bothers me is that it's an attempt to divide people because that's just what he does. So I have no memory of everything. I'm sure there was a lot of shit talking going on, but so that'll be the only thing is I hope that nobody gets their feelings hurt. But other than that, I think it's probably one of the more pathetic things I've ever heard in my life.
I wonder if he thinks that's going to drive his ratings.
Right, right. It was funny because somebody shared a post of him yesterday talking about these women that hate him, and I can't remember the name he said before mine, and then he said in barbs and stuff like that. Like he is so bothered by a bunch of women with an opinion.
See, I would be too,
No,
because but instead of attacking them, I'd probably just hang it up. Like,
right.
I mean, because I just listen to you all, and it's just like, damn, like I don't know, man. It's just I don't know
Just
how he
go
thinks
a
he
little.
wins that by attacking you all. I don't get it, but good for him. So
Yeah.
anything like we're talking about this DA race, Adam Deitch and Djuna
Yes.
Perkins. Djuna Perkins has now filed an ethics complaint, campaign finance complaint, two different
Oh.
complaints to two different boards against Adam Deitch for
Oh.
sending emails to public employees at their public employee email addresses. What do you think about all of this?
I should have been paying better attention when you were talking about it earlier. Everything that you've had to say about Judah, I can only rely on the coverage that you've given. I've seen all of the people hoping that Deitch becomes DA, but I just don't know enough about either one of them to have a strong opinion. Juna, you're right. Her speaking to people, making herself available, that's really, what anybody should be doing in order to get elected. But so hearing that he may have committed ethics violations is a little bit alarming.
It's a little bit alarming, but in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things, it doesn't really mean much, honestly.
Okay.
Like it's
Okay.
gonna be a slap on the wrist if he committed the violations and they rule against him. He might get a $500 fine or some shit, but that's
Oh,
like
okay. Well, that's not
nothing's
that
gonna.
bad.
He's not going to jail. He's not getting a criminal charge. This is very minor in the grand scheme of things, but it is a
So it
record
might
of
might have
somebody
been,
that
yeah,
kind of plays loose by the rules, that doesn't follow the rules. That's really what it shows. And that
right.
you wonder if he's already doing this now, what will he do when he's in office when he has real power?
That's very, very fair. Actually, yeah, that would be a big concern.
Yeah, and I wonder if he'll take campaign donations from people that work for him in the DA's office, like Michael Morrissey takes campaign donations from Adam Lally and other people that work in the office for him. Juna Perkins has made a pledge she'll never do that. I haven't heard
Mhm.
Adam make a pledge like that. So that's another thing I think he should be doing right now is shoring up that he's going to be different. How's he going to be different than
For sure.
Morrissey? Because right now when he's doing
Yeah.
things like that, when he's sending emails to public employees and the public emails, that looks like a Morrissey play. That's like something Michael Morrissey would do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more of the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like getting away from the corruption that everybody in the community is so passionate about, and they should be, obviously. But yeah, that's alarming.
I also saw some other controversy going on. I haven't been watching many of the spaces because I've been doing a lot of shows, late night shows on my own. Do you want to comment on any of that? Because it seems like it's about Kate Peter, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
I'd be
think a
glad
lot of
to.
times Kate Peter and Aiden they split people a lot. Like,
Yeah.
and I would just be
Yeah,
cautious of everyone on that. Like, don't let these people split you because that
for
that that's
sure.
what happens. They do that a lot. They try to split people, and I think they're both
Right.
similar in that regards. And that would be my only
Yeah.
thing I want to say about it. Do you want to comment on any of that, or is it
Yeah.
moving on time?
Yeah. No, either way, I agree with you wholeheartedly. The it is important that I just speak for myself as far as what being one of the co-hosts of that whole thing. But yeah, the next morning, we addressed what Kate had done. I said, I hate that. I don't like it. I disagree with it. And another co-host had pointed out, well, now we can point to the hypocrisy because everybody's so angry about what Kate did as far as writers or just people in general. And we can point to the hypocrisy of what he had done as far as what he's been charged with witness intimidation and things like that. So, and then we just kind of moved on from there. Well, there were a lot of people that were very upset with us not going harder on Kate. I didn't understand it for most of the day. I was confused. But then I finally spoke to someone and she said no, it was just the mood of everything. Everybody, I hadn't watched Kate's faces, but and I don't think any more than one person had that was in that spaces at that time with the ability to speak. But everybody was really fired up about it, and they were just really accustomed to us going hard against people who have been bullying, and we didn't do it. So it was more that we just missed the mood of people who were listening, and I sincerely apologize for for not doing better, because we didn't ever look at starting those spaces as being anybody. We were just getting online to talk and rant and voice our opinions, but it seems that it's become an important space for a lot of people. So I just wanted to be a little more accountable, and if that's what it is, then I'm more responsible, and I should be paying attention to what my friends, because that's how I think about a lot of these people on X. I know it's X, but you really form friendships with people, spending a lot of time
I'm going
talking
to
to them
stop you
on
right there,
spaces and
Babs.
DMs. Yeah, okay.
I would caution you on that
Yeah, for sure.
because a lot of times you think they're your friends and you realize they're really not friends. They're just, you agree on some things and
Yeah,
other things you not agree on. Like, so don't,
right.
like, that's my only advice to you on this. Just
Yeah,
be careful with the friendship stuff because
yeah, for
they can
sure.
turn on you very quickly. It can hurt. And, you have become
That,
somebody that, like, I know that you didn't expect to be on this kind of level doing this stuff where people
right.
are holding you so accountable. And I think you're doing great. I'm going to say,
Thank you.
don't let people, don't let it bother you. Like, cause
Thank
I'm going to tell you, you have done a great job. I really like you a lot. I do. And the whole thing on Kate, like I listened to a few minutes of her space and I was like, oh, here's the old Kate. This
Right,
is the Kate I know.
right.
So like I think she's been playing it a little bit, honestly.
Mhm.
Sometimes I even do feel a little bad for her, some of the stuff she's gone through.
Right.
I don't hate her. She's not my enemy. I didn't like what she did to me back when Aiden was in jail. And, I'll never kind of
Mhm.
get over that. But I like what JFK says. She has a lot of similarities to the other dude where she comes from. They're very
Yes.
similar,
Yep.
so um, and sometimes we just need to see it, and I think everyone in the community should just take a deep breather and think, are we being split by people? Are we being split by people? Like, that's what they do. They split people,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of cult mentality among some of these people. They want to be the cult leader.
Right.
You don't. That's what
No.
I love about you, Babs.
No.
You're a real
No.
person. And I
Thank
think
and you,
people
and
need
same to
to
you.
recognize that about you, that you're real. You are not, you're not trying to get power. You're not trying to get over on people. You're just trying to do
No.
the right thing. You're trying to,
Yeah.
and so I love you. I think you're so good at this. And I just
I
want
love
to
you
give
guys back.
you, like, just keep going. Don't let them get to you. Don't feel like you need to apologize to people. You're just doing you and you're doing the right thing. I can see it, and the right people are going to see it. Like, some people get a little too, I don't know, they get so caught up like it's got to be this way. And later on they might change their minds too. Like, I think that sometimes people react so strongly and then they realize, well, maybe I reacted too strongly in this, and I think that's going to happen, and I would just
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I did. We went from calling it an online interactive reality program sincerely months ago, because that's what we laughed about, because of all the stuff that was happening. We weren't associated with any of these people. We were just a group of moms talking about it, right? And being able to say stuff on X posts and have little spaces. So it was a joke back then, but it slowly evolved into just some we not weird, just some different form of activism, I guess, where we did take up the mantle of supporting people who were bullied. So um, it really evolved in a way that I never saw coming. But and then, like, when everything happened with Meredith and she became content, and just how all of these women get dragged by him, it grew more and more from there, just becoming really passionate about being there for these women when that happens to them. It could be women that even we'd had ex disagreements with before, but that's a whole different level when you've got somebody with a platform like that going out of their way to torment somebody. And that's really what it evolved into. But back then, like I said, we were just some moms trash talking in a group chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really grew into something I never saw come. I don't think anybody ever saw it come in. But we're here now, and I guess that comes with a little bit of responsibility. So that's basically that's that's really it. But yeah, I think whatever is coming tomorrow is an attempt to discredit all of that. But I can discredit it for him. We were just shit talking moms back then. It was a quite a different scene from where we are today.
Yeah, I think the big thing is what you said earlier. There's been some moments on those spaces where I'm just like, wow. Like when Leah Jaduso
Exactly.
told her stories, like when
Yep.
Altman's on there with Meredith and Leah, it just like
Hmm.
it's powerful. Like
It
I
is.
think you should just think about that. Stay with that. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why they hate you.
Yeah.
That's why he's gonna do a show on you tonight, because
Right.
that's a that's his nightmare. So everything else is like just noise.
Yeah.
Everything else is noise. That's what
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah. It is. It is. And then this those women to feel supported, and it grew where there's so much support for them now. That may be what frustrated him the most. The thing is that support would have always been there if people could have heard it all put together the way we just managed to do it in spaces just by running our mouths about it. Um, it's really been so organic and fascinating, but it's real, and like I really think that that's the trouble for him. Anything he could do to discredit people who are supporting his victims, I think is what, and I see them as victims. That's what he's going to try to do.
And it's not gonna work. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
the
don't think
thing.
so either.
It doesn't. I mean, it will work for his turtle drones, but
Hmm.
they're already like that's not moving anyone. They're a fixed group, and they're lessening by the day. Like people are breaking off. I mean, we know that because I mean, when somebody like Altman breaks off from them, like that I did not see coming.
I didn't
I thought
either.
she was there forever. I just
Yeah.
did not see that Altman was going to break away from him. I mean, that to me says a lot. And there's a lot of that that's happened over this last year, the
Yeah.
last 6 months. It's just been like one person after another.
Hmm.
And it's like you're falling, you're slipping. You can see it. It's just a slow descent down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see how he
Yeah.
turns it around. Like,
I don't
and
either.
going after JFK's not helping. Going after you, I mean, that just shows you how bad it is. Like,
Hmm.
they're going after you for talking to other women on spaces. Like, are you shitting me? You
Right.
think that's gonna win you something? Like,
It's wild. It's
yeah,
wild. I guess it's just an attempt to discredit. Like, there's sincerely no telling what all was talked about back then, but I think that group chat ended sometime in November, but man, it's been a lot that has changed in those few months. But
yeah.
yeah,
I
and
mean, look, Liam
Altman,
Gallagher left.
yeah,
I
yeah,
left. LTL got bashed on. He left.
yeah,
We could go on and on. I mean, it's just
hmm,
like Meredith. Like it's just one person after another that was like kind of close to this group. And we
hmm,
we had our positions within the group, and
right,
and all of these other supporters that are down below that people don't even know about. So many of
right.
them have just silently walked away. I hear them from them a lot, and they're like, "I don't watch his shit anymore. I don't comment. He doesn't know. I don't want to get in trouble. Don't use my name." But I've left. I'm not part of his crew anymore. I hear that a lot, actually.
Me too. And I completely understand why they don't want their name used and why they stay quiet. I mean, it's
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah,
We're going to prove it today or tomorrow with whatever story he's got on an old group chat. But there's a reason you don't cross that man. But I don't care. So for those of us who can say something, I think that's why it's important that we do, because so many really can't, because they've got something tangible to lose from it. And Altman, what a fatal mistake he made with her.
right.
And I know people have a lot of strong feelings about her. I've argued with her before, but I can say she has the people say she's just always been mean and nasty, and I haven't seen a whole lot of that, but I feel like for me at least, she's one of those people that returns energy. She and I would just do little surface level bickering, but there's a lot of that on X where people go really hard and somebody responds really hard, and then that's just kind of the nature of X. But I don't think she's a bad person. I think she probably is a good person. I'm inclined to believe her and her reasons for how everything happened and she ended up where she was, and hope that other people will give her a chance too.
Yeah, I
But
think
I
it's
think,
I think it was a mistake for
mhm,
him, and I think a lot of this too. It's just like I don't know. I don't know
yeah,
how he thinks
the
this is going to turn out good for him.
the lady in New Jersey, one of the more recent victims, we'll just call her L. She was another one that made us become a little bit more passionate about everything. And I really think he's messed up with that woman. I don't think he understood who she is in society, um, and how beloved she is in her part of the world. And it truly, what he did to her was criminal in my opinion, and it looks like maybe the courts, at least the prosecutor, agrees. So that's going to be something to watch more closely. I've seen both sets of his attorneys make statements about it, but it's it's not as happy and easy as they would like people to
Yeah.
believe. It seems like those attorneys have become PR as much as they
Oh,
are attorneys.
totally, totally.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely. And
Yeah.
the thing about it is, in October, I warned him, and I specifically used her name. I said, why? Let it go. Like
Right.
he could have squashed that back then.
Hmm.
And I gotta say, if those attorneys didn't tell him to do that, that they're not worth their money. Like I don't know. I don't know what they're telling him
Agree.
because all I'm seeing is like you said, the PR shit, and it's like
Yeah.
he could have squashed it. She
He could
wanted
have.
resolution. She just
Hmm.
wanted like nothing really big either. Like it was
No,
like uh, you
she
know,
wanted her name to
I don't
be
get it. I don't get it.
de-indexed.
And it's just like whatever, whatever. He does what he
Yeah.
wants.
Yeah.
It's like I'm living my life. I'm covering the news. I'm doing great. People are still talking about my numbers, which I like. There's this guy in the chat. They're all over me today. Let's look at this guy. Down to 78 viewers. Started at 96. He's like clocking it. He's writing it down. And it's like, dude, last week I was at like 25 viewers. So I'm up like 300%, dude. Like I
All
can
right.
count too. I can do things with numbers. Like I'm happy. My numbers are up, and I'm gonna continue to go up. And this is where back in the day I started, and I grew it, and it's happening again, dude. And
You know
what you
what?
don't see is what's going on Facebook, what's
Hmm.
going on the shorts, what's going on with my money. There's a
Hmm.
lot of metrics I look at, and every
You've
metric
never.
right now for me over the last 2 weeks is straight up. It's straight up, and that's
Yep.
how these algorithms work. They give you, if you're doing good, they double up your numbers. 2 weeks later,
Yep.
they double up your numbers. If you continue to go up, then they double
Yep.
up again. So every 2 weeks, I'm growing. These
You
other
know
places
why?
are not growing anymore. They're either
No,
like Glera. He hasn't added any subs. When's the last time Glera added any subs? My subs went
because you.
down for a while. I was like I said, like everyone saw the descent. But guess what? They're up. They're moving up every single day.
Mhm.
Let's look at them again. Am I up again? Like I guarantee you, it moved up since last night. I'm getting close to getting another 100 up there. You guys gonna see the movement. You're gonna even see it on the YouTube. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It went up again.
Uh-oh.
Only a couple. Only three or four since last night I went to bed, but still it went up again.
And it'll keep going up, Mike, because you're honorable. You never betray your sources. You never betray the subject of your stories. You treat people with respect, and you've not been run out of communities for vile things that you do or say, because you don't do or say vile things. And more importantly, I already said it once, but I'll say it again, you don't betray your sources or
Never.
the people that you cover. It's not anything that would ever occur to you to do. And
Nope.
had you ever been put in a situation where something like that could have occurred? Like, say you got a phone call and you knew about something you could have told the woman that you had spent 2 years supporting, you would have continued to support her. You would have done the right thing by her. And people see that about you. And that is precisely why your numbers will continue to grow.
On my
People
guest
see
list.
real people.
That's what I
Yeah.
always have in my back pocket too.
Hmm.
It's so
Yep.
funny because a lot of people like to glare like it was just all Betero. He got lucky. He found Betero. And number one, that wasn't luck. That was hard work and smarts and
Exactly.
intelligence.
Yep.
But number two, it wasn't just Betero. My guest
Mhm.
list on nights that I didn't have Betero, I was still putting up huge numbers. Why?
Yep.
Because of my guest list. My guest list is
Right.
immense. And I took a break for a month and I focused on Howie Carr, the radio show, my dog walk business, my family, and my health concerns, my eye,
Mhm.
my lawsuit. I had all this other shit going on. And I'm like, I know it's a lot of drama, so I'm gonna take a month off basically. And of
Right.
course, when you take a month off, your algorithm goes like this, and already people are unsubscribing. So people are like, it's a death spiral. And I'm like, you know what? When I come back, it's gonna be awesome because they're gonna expect I'm done. And I know
Oh,
I'm not done because I have content and I'm a hard worker. And my big ace, is the guest list. I get
yeah,
the best
always.
guests and I know it. And I'm gonna
Mhm.
always have those best guests on the show. And
Mhm.
I can't wait to see, what happens over the next months when people realize it. And they're like, holy shit. And I think that some people are it's starting to like the Galera, that's why he's in my chat now.
Yeah.
He's like, holy fuck, Mike's back. He's got Jody Weber on the show. Mike's back. He's going to have Diana DeZoglio back on the show. He's probably going to have Howie Carr back on the show. Oh, no. Mike's going to have more attorneys back on the show. Oh, fuck. Like,
Do you know what's so
you
funny
can't
about it?
compete with that Glera over the long
No,
run.
but
That's
he
what
tries
happened
to
last time.
act.
Glera
Yeah.
back in the day when we first started had 1,000 people in the chat. We had 100. Does that sound familiar? Glera had 1,000 people in the chat. We had 100. Guess what happened in
Yeah.
the end? I had 10,000 people in the chat. He had 400. And
That's
guess
why
what
he's
happened? He
bothered.
got very upset. He got very
Yeah.
fucking upset. He got very mad.
He's still bothered. I can't
You don't
imagine.
think that's going to happen again? I would bet it's going
Yeah.
to happen again.
Mhm. I can't
It
imagine
happened with
hanging in the
LTL,
chat
didn't it?
trolling.
LTL went back to the basics, and it happened with him.
And they try to take him out of pure jealousy.
Yep,
That's the only thing that makes sense because Brian is so, he's just not a troubled person.
it's great.
And everything that they tried to do to him was just disgusting. And that's just how they operate. That's how they're always going to operate. Glare tries to be sarcastic and funny and acts like he doesn't care. And but you're in the chat
Yeah, he's in
right
my
now.
chat.
Yeah.
I'm not in his chat. I don't watch his show. And he's walking around
Right.
the park. He's walking around the park like JFK's gonna jump up behind a tree and ask me a question. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Like,
I
what the
can't believe
fuck,
he went to
dude?
police. Like he made a police report or something. Oh,
I would never be afraid if the Galero was gonna show up and ask me a question.
no.
Like that would not make me afraid. I'd be like, I can't wait. Just let me know when so I can be recording video too. Like I'll have
Right.
a video guy here. Like, let me know when. Let's schedule a time. Show up. Come by. I'll meet you in the park. I'll make sure JFK's recording it for me. He's got good video.
I don't know
I
what
don't get it.
world.
You're
I
afraid
don't
of
either.
another YouTuber asking you questions, and you're acting like they're threatening you. I mean, that is, and people
Yeah.
support that. It's like that is a
Hmm.
wimp. And he sits
Hmm.
there and goes, "I'm about the First Amendment. But if you ask me a question, I'm gonna call the cops on you. Or I'm
It's
gonna
a
do
threat.
violence against you." Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude?
The
Maybe
sad
he's in the
strange
wrong game.
romance.
Maybe he should go back to just making pizza. Like, he's
Yeah,
probably good at making pizza.
probably. Probably. Just hang out of
I
tune.
bet he
I don't
makes a
know.
good pizza.
It's
I
probably
hope he
not hard
washes
at a
his
place like
hands. I just
Domino's.
hope he washes
Right.
his hands because he
Yeah.
doesn't pick up the poo. I'd be worried that he didn't wash his hands.
Well, when he smokes cigarettes constantly, they're pretty stinky too. Nothing against other people who smoke, but you don't want that in your pizza dough
You just
or
gotta
on your
wash your
cheese.
hands, dude.
Yeah. Please.
Mm.
Please.
It's just funny. I just can't believe some of the audience still sticks with them. It's just like, wow, wow.
I Yeah, I don't get it. It's interesting, and it could just be for the drama because
That's it.
people
They love the
do
drama.
like drama. Yeah, and they know their audience, and that's why that handful of creators just sticks to the drama. But it's not gonna. It, I can't think that it will be a long-term game plan because eventually people will get tired of that. A lot of people have already gotten tired of it, and like you
Totally.
said earlier,
I
it
mean,
feels like
that's
more
the thing.
people are every
That's
day.
the turtle show again is going to be attacking more women.
Yeah,
That's like a rerun. This is
basically,
like the
right?
like, dude, are you actually going to do another rerun, Turtle? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's all he does is reruns. There's
hmm
nothing new on that. Nothing
It's
new. He
wild.
just attacks a new group of women.
Mhm.
And this time they're better than like that's the thing. Like you said earlier about Lindsay. Back in
Mhm,
the day, he would attack ratchet people.
mhm.
And he could get away with it because they're ratchets. They have no resources. They have no impulse control. They don't look good on camera. They don't make good arguments. They don't present well
Right.
on the show or in real life. Now he's messing with people who do present well, who
Yeah.
have certifications and licenses and law license, all this stuff
Yeah.
and
It's wild.
resources.
Mhm.
It's like that's not going to work.
No.
I don't I know, don't listen to me. I wasn't right in October when I told you to fucking back the fuck off that lady. I wasn't right then, which I was.
You
Don't
were.
listen to me.
Very.
What do I know?
Mhm. All he had to do was take
Listen
that
to the
woman's
Galera.
name
He's
off.
he's made a series of successful decisions through his life. The
Right?
Galera wants to talk about all the success, but his biggest like noteworthy success in like getting in the newspaper, it wasn't for his show. It wasn't for like an award he won. It was for evading police and like a series of charges. Like that was like his biggest headline ever in real life. That's like
Yeah.
his most successful like where like myself, I've been in the paper for like reporting news. Boston Globe credited me with breaking one of the biggest cannabis and labor stories in the country.
Mhm.
Starting a movement among workers. Like and like hundreds of national publications covering it and mentioning me and bringing it up. And Glera, what he has is evading police, like lost his license for 10 years. And he goes up there and gives people advice, life advice. I just find it
Right.
hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
why would anyone take life advice for someone who hasn't had a license in 10 years?
I don't know. I don't know, but has a new car allegedly. I don't know if that's true or
I don't
not.
think he has a new car.
Oh, okay.
He walks everywhere. That's a joke.
Okay. Okay, got you. I've been in the paper a time or two also, Mike. It's never been for anything negative though.
Yeah.
Of course, I haven't
I
put
mean,
my
I had a
full
couple
legal name
negative
out there,
headlines
but
when I was 19. I got an OUI. It was
well,
just a
that's
blurb,
different.
though. It was
Yeah.
like Mike Crawford arrested for OUI. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Crawford, age 19. My uncle
Yeah.
saw it. My successful uncle saw it and said, uh-oh.
Oh,
But
that's
that was it.
embarrassing.
It wasn't Mike
That's
Crawford
kid
arrested
stuff.
for OUI, evading police, high speed, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
Right.
like 14 charges. It wasn't like,
No, I have no doubt that
I didn't
an
lose my
attempt has
license
been
for
made.
10 years. It was a 6 month
No,
license suspension, I think.
me
Maybe
either.
3 months. I don't even remember. It was a short term thing. Was it
Yeah.
10
I,
years? That's unbelievable. A 10-year license suspension.
oh, I lost my license once in my early 20s, but was because I forgot to pay a speeding ticket. Completely forgot. I had to go. I was able to get it reinstated immediately, but wow, I had forgotten about that. So yeah, that's the sort of stuff. I've had a lot of speeding tickets, like a lot. But did you know that you can do driving school online these days? So you
Oh,
don't
I
even
almost
have to
had to
go and
do it.
sit.
I never did, but if I had one more ticket one year, I would have had to do it. But no, I
Yeah,
never did that. I did the
not so
OUI
bad.
classes though, which are similar.
Yeah, yeah, so,
You
yeah. It's
know,
probably the same classes.
but
Basically, it's.
it's funny because I used to be someone like that too. I used to get a lot of speeding tickets, and
Mhm.
now I don't. Now I'm like, my girlfriend's like, you drive like a grandpa. I'm like, yeah, like I'm not getting pulled over, and I'm not
I've
gonna
gotten a
cause an
lot better.
accident. I'm like, I'm very defensive and slow driver.
Mm,
Yeah, I haven't been pulled over for a while. I'm very boring actually.
I am too. And I think that's what's annoying to him. Like there's not a doubt in my mind. There's been an attempt to find dirt and there's just not. Um, so yeah.
They're gonna have to manufacture something.
Exactly. Exactly. And I just really sincerely what bothers me that is that probably some people's feelings will be hurt tomorrow. I don't know who. But you get a group of women, yeah, yeah, and months ago, there's no telling. So that I preemptively am sorry and worried about that. But
Yeah,
other than that,
that's it.
it's just
I think
pathetic.
everyone
Yeah.
has to keep in mind this is what their goal is to divide and
Right.
conquer. This
Yep.
is what they do. They
Absolutely.
made, I've seen threats about me on a similar thing too, and it's like whatever. If it happens, it
Right.
happens. I don't give a shit. I really
Yeah.
like. I look at all of this as like there's nothing you can do to me. There is
Right.
nothing you can do to me. You thrown everything. You took your best shots, and I just laughed it off. Like not like
Hmm.
especially now. Like,
Right.
and their power is decreasing. Like things were different 2 years ago. Now it's like Jen says, Altman, like
Yep.
Meredith said, there's nothing they can do to us.
Mm-mm. They've
Like
already
because
done it
all they
all.
have is ratchets behind them.
Hmm.
They have no real power.
Right. And they've done the worst that could be done was done to Meredith.
It didn't
Like
matter. Yeah,
nobody, yep,
yeah.
yep,
So
nobody deserved all that. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I hate it. It sucks that that's the world we live in, but that's reality. So I just always say good people have to keep speaking against bad.
yeah,
They have to. So
yeah.
you are so appreciated, JFK, James, Jay, Kev, all Brian, all you guys are so much appreciated for everything that you've done because you guys, yeah, it's just people, but you guys are supportive of people, and it means a lot to a lot of people.
It means a lot to me.
Man,
I mean, this is
yeah,
I do it because it makes me feel good. Like
yeah,
I've learned sometime in life, I don't even know when, but giving is receiving. And
very,
that's what I love
very
about my
true.
platform. It's about that
Hmm.
community. It's about giving somebody an opportunity to get in front of an audience, whether it's 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. It's
Hmm.
an opportunity to give back, and it feels good. Like it's like the
Yeah,
one way I can always give that actually matters, that touches people. And so for me, it's an honor. Like I just love doing it. It's a gift for me. It's like
hmm,
like I said, to give is to receive. I didn't
yep,
always know that in life, but I do now. And
yeah.
especially as I get older and how I know I only have so much time left here.
It's weird
It's
knowing that
everything.
you've lived more than you have left, isn't it?
It's everything. It
Yep,
is everything.
it
That's
is.
what matters to me. And all this other noise about views and subs and money, it's like I've never had to worry about that or scheme for it my
Right.
entire life. I've always been the underdog that ends up being in the finals. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like that.
Yep.
Like my one of my bosses at AIG, the guy who hired me at AIG, said, "You were the guy that when I hired, I was kind of like, is this guy really going to work?" And he's like, and I asked the secretary, I said, "What do you think about this guy?" And she's like, "I like him. He's different." He's like, and that's why I hired you. And then a year later, 2 years later, you were number one. You were the best rookie I ever hired. And I would have never, if I hired 10, 15 people, right?
Right.
You would have been the last one I would have picked that would have been number one.
It's always the dark
And
horse.
that's my whole life. They
Hmm.
never expect that I'll be the guy that ends up, and that I love it. Like it's just for me to be an underdog again, I relish it. I enjoy it. It gives me like a little chip on my shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
It's
gonna be
easier.
fine.
I think it's much easier to be the underdog than to be in the turtle boy position.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got a lot to lose.
Hmm. And it's a
The
shame he
Galera
did it.
has a lot to
Yeah.
lose, especially the Galera, because
Hmm.
especially for Turtle Boy and even Just Machado. I always say they could actually pivot. They've actually done some journalism.
Right.
They've actually broken some stories. That's what got me involved with Aiden.
Hmm.
It's like I was watching some of the shit he did in the past with the state police, with the overtime. I was like, this guy sometimes does good work. He sometimes does journalism that I'm interested in. The
Yep.
canine stories.
Yep.
Clara has none of that. Clara is,
Nothing.
if Turtle Boy goes down, he's done. He's
Yeah.
got nothing. What's he going to pivot to? He's going to go back to like picking on Dolly Vision or some shit. Like he's going to
Yeah.
try to pick on JLR, who will fucking stomp on him now. Like he's got
Probably.
nothing.
Mm-mm. That's the corner of the internet he came from, though, right? On YouTube, where they just have battles and yell at each other. And is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With 25 people watching,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they were all losers. Like,
Yeah. I
you know,
think
they can, it's
society's
funny. They can bag on me and say, oh, Mike's only got 100 people watching, but who's watching?
right.
You
Exactly.
know? Like that's what matters more than anything else. I know who's
Yeah.
watching a lot of the, you know. You
Right.
think I bet Adam Deitch, good chance he could be watching today. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, there's a good chance Djuna Perkins could be watching.
Hmm.
And maybe Howie Carr could be watching. Maybe Sue
Hmm.
O'Connell could be watching. Like I know these types of people watch my show,
Right.
you know, and other politicians. Like a
Yeah.
lot of politicians were hitting me up even during the Karen Reed trial
Yeah.
and
Not
saying
just
shit like,
people who are
I
pissed.
think Karen's innocent, but I don't want to touch it because of the Turtle Boy. That I heard that from quite a few people who actually serve in office, actually.
Yeah. And you can't. You have to people would have to understand. I get it that for a long time people didn't understand why, but the more everybody has watched everything unfold and have been able to see exactly how he moves and operates, those people were so wise to keep the distance that they did, clearly, because
Yeah,
obviously if you communicate with them it's going to become public. Like there's he can't be trusted. So
exactly.
as far as
And so many
keeping a
of them were
source or
watching
anything.
me. That's
Yeah,
like some of them were watching me. And a lot of these
exactly.
electeds, even they still hit me up about issues, you know? So
Yeah,
it's funny. You never know
yeah.
who's watching.
You never know. And apparently people were watching because they did the right thing in the choices that they made in that regard. Very much
Yep.
so. Yeah. I'm
Well, I
gonna
want to thank
go.
you, Babs. Do you have any other comments or anything else you want to bring up today before we let you go?
I don't think so. I really appreciate you, though. I appreciate you letting me get up and say that, because that it's worried me just a little bit, just for other people. But yeah, just everybody, stay strong. And thank you
Definitely.
so much. You're the best, absolute best.
Don't let any of it get to you, Babs.
Thank you,
Remember how you've helped people.
thank you, thank you. And we'll just take whatever happens and move forward from there.
That's right. I'll be
Yeah,
there with you. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much,
thank
Babs,
you.
for everything you're
I
doing.
appreciate I appreciate you. Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Have a
calling
great
too.
rest of your day. Thank you.
You,
Bye bye.
you too. Bye now. Well, that was the fabulous Babs. My name is Mike Crawford. This is the Young Jerks. If you haven't watched us before, your first time, make sure you hit that sub button, like and subscribe, share it around. If you're on Facebook watching us, or Twitch, or Twitter even, come over to YouTube and make sure you subscribe there too, and join the chat. There's more people usually chatting on YouTube than anywhere else, so definitely check us out. Make sure you subscribe, hit all notifications. Probably going to be back later tonight. I definitely want to cover the Nancy Guthrie. I haven't covered it in a couple days. And if you're late here and you're not sure what we were talking about with the ethics complaint that was filed against Adam Deitch, watch from the beginning. Check it out from the beginning. I go over the ethics complaint that Djuna Perkins has filed against Adam Deitch. The DA's race is heating up. Yes, what is the complaint about Djuna filed against Adam? It's about him contacting people through their official email addresses, campaigning. It's against campaign laws. She filed an ethics complaint against him. I talk about it. I read her complaint or read her note about the complaint. She sent an email out about it. If you really want to know, just watch from the beginning of the show. I put the email she sent out about it. I don't think a lot's going to come of it, honestly. Usually these things take a long time to have the ethics board even make a decision. And if they do find against Adam Deitch, it doesn't mean much that except that he probably has to pay like a $500 fine or something. It's not a big deal, but it does point out that, you know, it's kind of shady. If what he did is true, which I do believe, I don't think she's filing a complaint if it's not true. And she points out to the number of people that got the email and how she found out about this. So to me, it seems very credible, her complaint. And if it is true, it just shows that he's willing to cut corners. And it also shows that he didn't learn from his boss, Rachel Rollins, who got into similar issues. Rachel Rollins basically lost her job in large part because of campaign violations, things she was told not to do and then she did them. And he's doing similar shady shit. It's weird. And like I said, I don't pick a side. I don't care who wins the race as long as it's Djuna or Adam, because I want somebody that's not Michael Morrissey backed. They're the top two campaigns in my mind. There is a chance that third campaign backed by Michael Morrissey could win and split the vote, which scares me. I'm not going to endorse anybody. Karen Reed and her father are supporting Adam Deitch, so he has that going for him. He also knows where a lot of the bodies are buried in Norfolk County because he was with the feds investigating Norfolk County DA's office. But Djuna Perkins also has a lot going for her in that she gets out there and she talks to everyone in the community. She has a lot of endorsements. She shakes hands. She's a hard worker. She's got a full-time law business that she runs during the day, yet she's out every night, every weekend, going to all these meetings and conferences and parades, and she's shaking hands with the community. That's the reason she's getting so many endorsements. She's a hard worker. Where Adam isn't working right now. He's unemployed and he's not even doing half the campaigning she is, which I think is kind of weird. Djuna also has going for her that she'll go on any platform that asks her. She's been interviewed everywhere, where Adam seems to be hiding. He has not gone on the Howie Carr show. He has not gone on even local television stations. He's not doing interviews, so that raises red flags for me. So that's basically what I said. I got a little more in depth. If you want to hear it all, just play it from the beginning. Karen should help Adam fundraising. I think Karen should focus on her own fundraising. Like, hopefully she gets that Read Files show going and she really bangs out her own fundraising. I think that should be her focus. And it'll be interesting. I think if anything, Karen and Bill Reed should maybe come out and speak more why they do support Adam. I think that would probably help his campaign more than anything else. Is that if they just came out and express why they really support him as much as they can say. They have obviously shown that they do support him. I think that they wanted Bill Reed to make that statement on the fundraiser show that we did, but unfortunately it didn't work out with the audio. He didn't get to say what he wanted to say. So I think they should come out and speak much more on it. Somebody said he's hiding for a reason. I know. That's what makes me question. Why is this guy hiding? That's it too, Darcy. I feel like June is doing the work and he's not. And I question, is it because he's hiding or he's lazy? What is it? What's the issue with this guy? Why isn't he doing the campaigning? Why isn't he going on everybody's show? If I asked Djuna and said, "Hey, Djuna, you want to come on my show?" She'd say, "Yeah, how about tomorrow night?" I asked that dude. He was like, "Yeah, I'll come. We'll come on," and then never comes on. You know what I mean? And it's not about my show. Like, I could give a shit. It doesn't really help me when they come on. My numbers don't go through the roof when Djuna Perkins comes on the show. But the fact that they don't go on Howie Carr show, they don't go on TV, that is weird. I think Law Talker, she gifted another 5 Young Jerks memberships. It makes it worth doing the show today. I want to thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's it. It's like he's expected to win just because he's the former Fed. And it's like, oh, I have Karen Reed's endorsement. That's all I need. I mean, he has a point, but I think it's going to be close. I really do. I don't have any polls. I've seen no polls, but I think Djuna and him are close in the polls, if I had to guess. And I wouldn't doubt if she's leading, honestly, because she's doing that groundwork. The groundwork matters more than anything else. The amount of donations from inside the district usually determines who's going to win. That's how we knew Rachel Rollins was going to win the DA's office. She had the most donations from the district. And she won. That's how she won. Djuna Perkins, same thing. She's got the most donations from the district. This is the funniest shit of all. You know, my crime time, some of your comments today were a little aggravating. I got a little frustrated because I felt like I was talking to a wall and you weren't listening. You weren't acknowledging what I was saying. But then I timed you out and you came back, and it was a short timeout, and you came back and you were good. You were like, and I appreciate that. You were the first person I've seen here who stuck around, got a membership on the same show that you got timed out on. So you are special. You that is, you are like one of a kind. I get that you like Adam Deitch, and that's fine. Like, and you're in the district, which matters even more. You're a voter. So your voice matters more because you're actually going to vote. So I really appreciate that. I hope you vote, call in next time. I want to hear from you. I want you to StreamYard in, man, have a conversation because I'm impressed that you got timed out, but you stuck around. You came back and you didn't freak out. You didn't make it all about you. You've won some respect from me today. I'm appreciating it. Thank you for being here. It's kind of funny. You got timed out, you came back, you got a membership. You got rewarded for being good, for doing the right thing, for not abandoning. A lot of people, they get timed out, they get so mad they won't come back. You got rewarded. You got a free membership today. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I think Karen Reed should focus on. Her civil case, rebuilding her life, healing, and keep on growing. I think that's exactly what she's doing. She's no politician or movie star, in my opinion, or responsible for fixing Norfolk, Mass. Takes a boots on the ground community work too. Absolutely. And I think that's exactly what she's doing. You know? I think Karen's all in on that civil case. That's her focus. Clearly. Clearly that's her focus. Where's Doug R now? Doug R. We're up again, Doug. We're now at 91 live viewers, bro. We're moving up again. Where are you? Are you still clocking them? Write it down. Write it down. Mike went up to 91. I love that you're keeping track. Have you noticed it's gone up? It used to be like 25 live viewers. Up over 100% this month. Subs going up again. I love you guys talked about the numbers and the metrics because now I get to throw it right back in your face. It's just hilarious. It's like you guys fall for traps a lot. You ever hear the rope a dope? I kind of warned you guys. I posted the rope a dope on Twitter. Do you know what a rope a dope is? Ali, oh, I'm getting killed. I'm losing. I'm losing. I'm losing. Oh, he's whacking me. Oh, I'm done. Boom, 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 boom. That's rope a dope. You guys got roped a dope. Look at LTL right now. Look at JFK. Look at me. We're all thriving, and it's all gonna go up from here. All right, I'm gonna go food shop. I'm gonna take a break, and I'll be back later. I want to Nancy Guthrie stuff and any other news. Please come back later. I'll see you all soon. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. Thank you, especially the Law Talkers. Law Talkers is the one. We got one super chat today. I'm a little disappointed. Usually when Galera comes in, there's more super chats to come in. But you guys have been very generous with me over the last couple shows. So I'm not going to be too disappointed. But Glera, you were supposed to bring in more money for us today. Come on, Glera. You should have stayed a little longer and made more nasty comments. It wasn't enough. You didn't gin it up. All right, I'm going to be working today. I got some business opportunities that are coming at me too. I'm going to try to make a business call later. Who knows? Tech company offered me some money, which is crazy, and a big time national advertiser that I've been putting off for months. I'm going to try to get something done on that. I'm going to be clipping a lot of videos. I'm going to do another live show tonight. And the big thing, the number one thing, is I'm going to be booking a lot of great guests. I can't wait. So I'm working all the time. We're working over here, to quote James Jackson. We're working over here. I'll see you later. Have a great day. Enjoy. If you're in Massachusetts, especially on the coast, we're about to get clobbered Sunday night into Monday. So don't go to Market Basket right now. Wait till I go, and then you can go after, because I'm going to buy out the store. I'll see you soon, jerks. Peace out later tonight.